here.
Hi.
We're here.
Welcome to our first podcast of The Knitters
The
Are
Knitters
Here.
are here.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Darcy.
I'm Jennifer,
I'm Crystal.
and we are the Knitters, and we're here.
That's right.
And if you hear any giggles from behind the screen, that's Sierra.
Hello.
That's funny.
All right, so I said I wasn't going to be the moderator.
But you always
But you are. You are.
Because
I just did it. All right, so first, we just wanted to introduce ourselves, which we did, but we also wanted to kind of talk about who we are and what brought us together as knitters. So how did we all get together as knitters?
Oh God, way back in the dark ages, we used to run.
Wait, yo, running.
Running 5Ks, half
Half
marathons.
marathons.
Yeah.
Yep.
She made a sock!
Yay!
Woo! Socks for the husband. He picked it out, but this is from Cast On,
Which is
It
a
was
local
from
shop in Vermilion.
Vermilion, Ohio. This was during the yarn tour last year.
That's right, because you went to Cast On with
We
Frank,
went with,
and you
I
went
went
with
with
Dave.
Frank,
Mhm.
right. So we kind of did that store on our own, and so I had him, and he helped, and he's like, oh, because they were called Campfire. You're supposed to sit around the campfire with these. Well, he wants them to hike in. So I think they might be a bit thick for that, but so I got one, and so my whip is the second.
Nice. You'll have that done in no time. Now that you know how long to
Yeah.
make it and everything.
Yeah,
So.
it's precisely fits him.
Yay! Like a glove.
I have another whip, but
Yay!
it's-
Show it.
it causes such anger.
That's
So
fun.
when did I get this? This I
It was a
I
year
bought this
ago.
at Destination
it was
Yarns.
a year ago at Destination
again,
at
a
her open
Frank
house.
Frank
selection.
went with me.
And Destination Yarn is a local dyer
Mm-hmm.
that we tend to really, really like a lot. Jean is really talented.
She's sweet, yeah.
And she's very sweet, yes.
So he picked out this yarn, and it's called Campfire. I
There's a
see a
theme here,
pattern.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is the yarn, and he wanted just a flat scarf that he could wear in the fall. That's before it gets really cold, but it's cold enough to need a scarf, like if we're going out to dinner or something like that. So it's fingering weight.
She started out on size 4 needles.
Yeah, it's fingering weight.
A lot wider.
And a lot
Oh,
wider,
yeah.
So I had to shrink it, and I went larger with the needles, and he wants it really long. So it's making this really cool pattern.
So soft.
But the problem is,
It's so soft because
it's silk. It's got silk in it. I think it's 20% silk. So I bought 2 skeins, and
he picked up 2
he
skeins.
picked up 2 skeins, which, hey,
Good job.
he's great. I commend him for doing that.
Good weight.
So I'm ready to start the second skein,
Chicken.
and I wind it up and realize it's a different weight. It's not made with silk. So I'm like, oh no, I can't use it. It's completely different. So I contact the dyer and I order another skein in silk, and she mixed it up for me because she didn't have any.
She was just
She
happened to
happened
be dyeing that day.
colorway, and so she threw in
Throw in some silk.
silk for me. And I get it, and I had a horrible time balling this thing up. But I'm not noticing any gray in here. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Do I?
Didn't you do some kind of swatch?
I
How
did,
that
and I
work out?
tore it out.
Okay.
It's not creating the same pattern that this did. And there's a little bit of gray in here, but there's not enough gray in here to, this has a lot of gray. Like, this is a white gray. And this is more of a plum. So my guess is, I'm debating on whether to, with this little bit left, alternate the skeins and just finish the other half of the scarf, because this part that's done is enough to go from the back of the neck down to the length that he wants. But that means the other half would be this, which wouldn't be gray and may not make the same pattern. So I don't want to tear this out because this took so long.
So,
Because this is just car knitting. When we're going somewhere, I knit this in the car. And he was supposed to have it 2 seasons ago?
Last fall. Asphalt. That's all.
Sorry, Frank.
So just tell him it's a story scarf and knit this up here. So these are the high flames, and down here with the gray, that's the soot and the embers and the fire pit. So it's a story.
He's gonna watch this, you know.
It's a story, Frank. Follow it.
I mean, it's gonna look great either way. It's just the me wants it to be perfect.
But we haven't given up on contacting Jean because she's been
really
Stitches
busy.
West.
Yes, so
Right, Stitches West. She's been at Stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before that she was someplace else. 'Cause
I mean, I love this. I'm not.
oh, it's gorgeous.
I'm not gonna use this. I'm thinking socks.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I think these would make great socks. Even the other skein that I have that's.
Mm-hmm.
someday the scarf.
I don't know.
Oh
what
my
to
gosh,
do.
is this going to be like the scarf that's still on the needles that
Oh,
you
please,
started?
Please, no. I can't. It needs to be finished.
Yes.
It needs to be done. I can't.
We said, you said Frank isn't allowed to pick out any more yarn.
Well,
yarn.
he can pick
But
it out, but I need to
He
pay
does
attention.
a really good job.
He does
of
an
picking out
awesome
yarn.
good job.
And shop lovers love him because he's like, well, why don't you buy this too?
Yeah,
and
he
why don't
does
you buy
do
this
that.
too? So they love him.
Yeah.
He reinforces my habit.
Yes.
Enabler.
And
Yeah.
you totally cannot, this, that in a guy.
And they remember him. Oh,
They
you're
do.
the one with the husband who likes the number 4 needles with the teeny tiny scarf. And I'm like,
I went into
oh,
cast on
yeah.
after these two did, and she remembered both of them. And
Because
their
he kept
husbands. Yeah.
saying, oh, here, get this. Oh, get this. Oh, look, you should get this. And I kept thinking, wait.
There's 19 stores.
I got more to buy. I can't buy it all in one store. I mean, I can. I think he would let me do that. Lucky.
Ooh. Yeah.
I have to wait for my husband to make a major purchase and then I get yarn money.
Like motorcycles.
Motorcycles. We need to talk, Dave.
So, yeah, that's my whips.
All right.
That's all I have.
Okay. Well,
What you working on, Jen?
What you working on?
I've got
Jen?
my sock going on also.
look at her with-
this is
with
for
her-
Mr. Dave.
These thingies.
Yeah.
Double points.
My little
And I love how she has the yarn stuffed inside. Because at first I'm like, why is that so squishy and bulbous?
It's holding my yarn.
Which is
Someone
awesome.
had
It's a great
advised
idea.
me to knit, since I wasn't doing the magic loop, to
Right.
knit so far on one sock and then knit so far on another sock. So I had 2 of them going
Right.
at once. So while I finished one last night.
Yay!
Oh, wow.
So yes, it's a whip and a finish. So it's like the same as Darcy has right now.
That's
And it fit
awesome.
Dave perfectly. It looks like huge, but it actually fit him. So I'm so excited. Can't wait
How
to
does
get
he
this
like
one
it?
done. He does. He likes it. So I added to my
I like
wish
this yarn.
list to get a sock blocker. So
I did, yeah.
that's
Me
on my
too.
wish
I kept
list.
thinking of that too, but I'm confused about those. Like, do they come in different sizes?
I think so.
Men,
yes.
women, or
Yes.
just?
Yeah, they do.
And so the point of that is to,
You put the sock on
if
it.
the sock
and-
is wet,
Yes.
and then you shove the.
the
Okay.
blocker in, and then it dries it out smooth.
So with his being 100% wool,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to do that so that it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, people, the things that I have seen, they debate whether or not you really need to block your socks. Some people say putting it on your foot
Foot
is
yeah.
blocking it.
It
yeah.
seemed like when he put
But
it on.
if you are giving it away as a gift,
Oh,
then having a certain blocker
that makes sense.
makes them look
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
But Kathy over at Black Locust Yarn Shop, our another local yarn
Our
shop
local.
here,
Our
in
local.
Definitely
Medina,
our local.
our go-to. It's, how would you pronounce that?
Don't know.
Gedifra?
All right, it's Gedifra. It is a super wash merino 80-20 blend, so I don't have to worry about the shrinking, but it worked out.
It's super soft.
So it was a fast knit. These are size 2s. And size 2. And I just got another sock pattern because I was never going to make socks. This time last year, I'm not making socks.
I didn't start that
Stinking
either.
socks. Now we got to get her making socks.
I didn't get you hooked on that
You
either.
can buy those puppies.
So that is my current whip there. I think I brought, did I bring? Oh, this one I am not super happy with. Let's see.
Oh, And
just
can we
realized
talk
I'm
about
saying
this little bag?
Oh.
Jen made
Jen
these
also
little,
sews.
She sews, so she made this.
So she
little,
crochets, she knits, she sews.
Look how cute.
Yeah, when I see things,
So
I'm like,
cute.
oh, I can figure that out. So that was one of the keyhole ones.
Oh, it's empty.
Oh, it's empty.
It's empty.
It's empty. I am trying the sock arm sweater, so let me pull out
that's
the
right.
pattern. So
You're making plastic sounds. Kitty cat's gonna come
kitty
in.
cat, or it's gonna crinkle on the hootie hoo. So we're just gonna drop that. All right. So here is the sock arm sweater, and it's my first fingering weight sweater. Sorry, I have everything.
Yeah, it's like triple the amount of my scarf.
So I started it, and I'm doing a red border, navy body, and then I have my Knitterly things, Joyful Noise.
So the sock arm sweater is designed by Stephanie Lotven of Tellybean's Knit.
Yeah.
So this
Cool.
goes.
This will be the arms, and I've already wound
Oh,
it
so
out.
it alternate.
Yeah.
This will alternate itself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So those are the arms.
So self-striping.
But it feels like maybe the needles are too
it's
big.
big.
Yes.
Because
So
it is very airy.
It is, and I'm not sure.
What was gauge? Did you?
It
check?
did gauge.
It
I
did?
didn't do a swatch, but it did gauge
Right.
out. So yeah, so I need to
Well,
trust the pattern, right?
You're like
Yes.
me with gauge. I'd
Yes.
rather just knit it up,
Mm-hmm.
get partway through, and then check it,
Yeah.
even if I have to rip it out.
So I did check gauge. I'm good with gauge, but it just feels a little open. But you know, those kind of open sweaters are
But maybe
nice
once it
if I layer
blocks,
out.
right?
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's cute.
But that's as far as I've gotten on that
She'll be
sweater.
finished next week.
She'll be finished tonight.
No, I might
gave
be
you
finished
next
the
week.
end of
Oh, okay.
August
Now.
because we're going on a little weekend thing, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna have lots of knitting time
Knitting in
next
the car.
weekend. Yeah, it's like a 2-hour drive. So
I like taking long trips when I can knit in the car.
yeah.
I feel bad because then he does all the driving, but
And this little
She doesn't
bag
feel
that
that
I have,
bad.
I got at Put in Bay.
oh,
So
that's
cute.
right.
I
remember
love
you
that
said
bag.
It's so soft.
Yeah. So it's a great sweater bag, but it's not necessarily.
Non-knitting bag has become a knitting
Yeah,
bag.
absolutely. So those are my
Okay.
2 whips currently.
Whips.
What you got, Crystal?
I am working on Heidi and Lana.
Another
Uh,
local lady.
Another local lady,
Local.
her Rainfall. And it's a really cool design.
Do I have that?
I think you do.
I
think I
made
have
it
that
too.
too.
And this is also her yarn,
Oh, I love your color.
but there's the pattern that it creates.
I made a cowl
It's
out of that pattern
really-
from Pittsburgh, remember?
Yes. But her kits are really phenomenal.
Yeah.
You have one. You have one.
I have two.
You have,
Oh, no, I have one.
they
with me.
come.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes.
Really cute packaging.
They're packaged like this, and inside here is the yarn that you need,
The
a
pattern.
stitch marker. This one, oh, actually, Progress Keeper. This one's also came with a stitch marker. It comes with a row counter, row keeper guide,
Love that.
as well as the pattern. And so it's basically, I mean, other than your
Everything you
needles and
need.
scissors
Yeah.
and your needle to
The essential.
yeah, everything you need to make this. I mean, it has a stitch marker, progress keeper, row counter, keeper card. It even has the pencil and a tapestry needle. So I love her kits. And her patterns are just gorgeous and just really full of cool textures. So this is what I'm working on. That's going to be my next major project. I do have another one that I'm working on, just kind of that car knitting kind of thing, but
Yeah.
it's a tank top that's a really big gauge. And I think that's all I have
Nice
that I'm
open
working on.
weave.
Yeah, nice open weave. That's it. Yeah, that's all I have that I'm working on.
Awesome. Okay. Back. Let's see. Oh, I closed my book. All right. Finished objects.
I'm
Start with you.
wearing one. Let me put it this way. This is
Roaring Tides.
Roaring Tides shawl.
Shawl.
How do you pronounce her name? The
Tiff.
designer.
Tiff. Yeah, Tiff Neilan.
Okay.
Tiff Hand Knits is her.
I
company.
have two finished objects, both by her. So this is the shawl. This was a test knit
Mm-hmm.
that we just finished this probably in the fall
Yep.
last year.
Yeah, you wore it on the yarn tour.
Yes. I get lots of compliments on this one. And all this yarn is Malabrigo. This is Malabrigo and this is Malabrigo, and I got them both from Black Locust Farm, our local. And then this is a wool, completely different texture. These are all superwash that I had in my extremely large yarn
Had you bought
stash.
this in Scotland?
No, this was not
Oh,
Scotland.
okay.
I ended up saving that for something else.
Okay.
But, so that's one finished object.
Yay.
And the other one, same designer, the Seasons of Love Shawl blanket, aka blanket. This is one that you're supposed to use.
It's so heavy.
You're supposed to use all the yarns from your stash by different dyers, and you start from dark and you get to light, and the length could be as long as you wanted to knit it, and a pattern changes. So it's one pattern here on the dark side, and then once you get to where you want to start decreasing, you change the pattern. So
The texture changes.
the texture changes. The pattern was different. I love it. It's super squishy and super soft.
Every time she was knitting it on 90-degree days, we just rolled our eyes at her, but we all said we were going to be so jealous.
That's wonderful.
Because
Yeah, 'cause
But
Ohio
it-
winters are cold.
It's huge. I
Oh my
mean, I can just see myself at work hiding from everyone else
Perfect.
back there. Turn the air conditioning on so I can wear my big old blanket. It's all
She could
snuggly.
just like disappear down into
I know,
that.
it's like so snuggly.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. So,
Beautiful.
those are my FOs.
All right. Well, I am wearing a crocheted FO actually. This is called Hotel of Bees. Make sure I
This
have
is
the
so
right way.
cute.
So
It
I did
is.
mine in a fingering weight. The pattern calls for worsted, but obviously you can see like the honeycomb patterns here and here. There's a little bee pattern on this stripe and a little bee pattern on this stripe.
Get it close enough you can
So it's a nice, light, airy yarn. I got the yarn at the Worcester Fiber Festival. She enabled me on that because I held it and I put it down. I held it and I put it down. She's like, get it.
If you need me to sell your yarn,
Yeah.
just tell me where it's at and I'll convince anybody to buy it.
I'm so glad she did. I love this pop of blue at the end. I mean, it was just so pretty. The pattern is called Hotel of Bees by Christina Hadderingh. I may not have pronounced the last name correctly. It's Marigold, Peacock, and Natural are the colors, and it's by Knitting Notions, and I think she's out of Tennessee. I don't remember where she's from. It was one of the last booths we stopped to see.
Yeah, this was the last purchase of the day
Yeah.
that day.
So I just love it.
You kept
It
going
was
back,
so much fun.
holding it
Oh.
and carrying it.
And this is kind of my second try because the first time I used a much smaller needle and I knew it wasn't going to be enough to wrap. And so I didn't rip out. Like, I'm not ripping this out. I just started this, and if I needed more yarn, I was going to rip it out. But I made it to here on the other one, but it's half the size. So I'm so glad I stopped, went to a larger needle,
Right.
and I'm really happy the way that turned out. My next finished object is, and this
Another
is,
homemade bag.
this I saw on Kristy Glass.
Love
She
it.
shared a bento bag that she had, and I'm like, a bento bag? I want to know how to make that. So I figured out how to make the bento bag.
We all
So,
have one.
Of course,
We
if I
do.
make one, why not make more, right?
Right.
So let's see. You guys might not be familiar with this. So this is the Soldotna. This is my-
Everyone's
everyone's
making
making
this.
this.
Yes.
Except me.
This
Except
is
for
my,
me.
This is my second Soldotna, but this is for my granddaughter, Bella.
How cute it is. It's so
This is
teeny
adorable.
tiny.
This was a stash buster. I went through some yarn that I purchased last year. This is actually made out of cotton. It's the Comfy Cotton by Knit Picks, and it's just some yarn that I had, and I was really excited how this turned out. It had to be something that we didn't have to worry about getting lost in the laundry, and something durable that she can wear, and she's got sensitive skin, so I don't know how she is with wool yet, so we
Has she
went
seen
cotton.
it yet?
Nope, not yet. Her birthday is in August. It is August, coming up in a couple weeks, so I can't wait to give it to her. So she was
That'll be
watching I think I had on Kristy Glass when she was wearing her Soldotna, and she
Oh.
walked in the room and she's like, oh, Grammy, look at that sweater. Don't you have that? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I love it. And I'm like, I hope you do because you're getting one. So that will be my 2 finished
Awesome.
objects. How about you, Crystal?
One is what I have on, and
Oh, sorry.
I have a couple yarn clubs that I belong to. One is Darn Good Yarn. I think Nicole's out of New York. This is, all of her yarn is reclaimed silk, so it's from India, and this is one of the designs that
I know, it's like so soft.
that she put out one month. It was, the design is called Summer's Breeze Shawlette by Meredith Mack, and the yarn is Silk Retreat fingering weight. I think the color is Morning Glory. And this is one that like I would work on for a while and then I'd go into timeout, and then I'd work on it for a while and then I'd go into timeout. I'm not even noticing that it's disappeared. Yeah, didn't notice that at all.
And there's one yellow.
The picture, it has
I'm not obsessed with that color at all.
tassels on it, so I have enough yarn. I should be able to make tassels for it and see how I like that.
Yeah. Are you gonna put them on each corner? Or?
If I can figure out how to make tassels, I've never
I
made
have
tassels.
it.
You have a tassel
yeah.
maker? Okay. That goes on each end and one in the middle.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so that would be something new for me. I've not done tassels.
Oh,
And then my other, you can just go ahead and continue to
fondle.
fondle. My other one is one of my acrylic ones from my friend that has cancer, who is doing extremely well.
Yay.
Yay, Barb. And it is You Can't Tame a Dreamer. And it just looked like it would be something that would be really nice to wrap around you when you're doing chemo or
treatment.
or afterwards when sometimes unfortunately cold and all that.
Yeah,
So
all those air conditioning hospitals.
it goes on forever.
It's like the length
like
of my
Ryan's
blanket.
scarf.
Yeah, that too.
It went on
It went on.
forever.
Oh my gosh, it does go on.
Part of the problem was me because
Well, we did a color change too.
I did 2 color changes.
Which
I
we really
started-
like it because now it's watermelon. Wait,
Yeah, now
wait.
it looks like a watermelon. Yeah. So I started the center section. I started with a variegated yarn that was actually self-striping. I didn't like the way it looked, so I ripped that out. Got another variegated that I liked better. But as I was about this far in, I'm like, I hate this yarn. I just hate it.
We knew you hated
So-
it because you could just tell as you were knitting it.
And I made a
was
design
not
change in
something
it
you
because
were-
that was accidental. And so I ended up ripping, I mean, it was like this much.
But we liked the design change.
Yeah, we liked the
Yes.
design change, so I lost that. But I went back to the store and got this, and I fell in love with this. And when I started knitting it, this section went a lot quicker than
Because you then liked
I
it.
then liked it. It just started
Makes
going.
a difference.
And
when you
when-
really like and enjoy it when you're knitting it versus something that's like a struggle.
Yeah.
And when she was working on this, we all thought it was white.
Yes,
and
it's
until
not.
she did this.
Yeah, it's not. It's like Peekaboo Pink. It's all Hobby Lobby yarn. Their Baby Bee. It's Wild Strawberry is the dark pink. The light, I think, is Peekaboo Pink or something similar to that. And then the green is Baby Sage. But it's, I love it.
Oh,
I
Barb,
do.
you're gonna love
I
this.
really do love this one.
You did such a nice job on that.
you.
So pretty.
So those are my 2 finished objects.
Yay! Awesome.
I thought I was never going to have a finished objects because this was taking forever.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
It seemed like all summer between
just
your
working on
blanket
those.
and her shawl. Or,
It's never ending. Oh, by the way, I love it. But yeah, it did take.
Oh yeah, I love the finished object.
It took forever.
I was getting to the point where
This
like
was a
I'm
test
never
knit.
gonna be done.
that was a test.
This was a test
Yeah.
knit, wasn't it?
It
And
started out that way.
It started out as a test knit, and then she'd like release the pattern before I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It took me forever.
But it's gorgeous.
I love it.
She has another couple patterns that she's dropping now too.
Yeah, I know. I want those too. I
Yeah.
want those.
Not enough time. Not enough
Oh,
time.
her hat. The hat is gorgeous.
The hat's cute. Really cute.
I would do the hat.
All right. So acquisitions.
We're a little slim on acquisitions
Yeah.
because
We're saving
we're
up.
saving for the yarn tour, which starts September 3rd or 4th, something like that.
Yes.
So
like that Tuesday.
We're doing an overnight yarn retreat. We're going to
Our own little retreat.
Our own little retreat, yeah. We're going to go
Allison's joining us.
Yes, Allison is joining us. So we're going to go to several of the shops on day one, spend the night knitting, and then the next day do another round of shops, and then the next weekend we'll finish them off.
Yeah.
So we're saving our money for that.
Right, but we'll show you a couple that we've
acquired recently.
Recently, yeah. So
mine goes as far back as May.
Well,
the Worcester.
Well, mine are both from Cast On in Vermilion. We went there, the three of us.
Yeah. For local yarn shop day.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Local yarn shop day. Because we went to Black Locust. Did we go up to Harps and Thistles? We didn't.
No.
We didn't have enough time to make it up there.
We went to that the new to us shop out in the Sandusky area, and it took a little longer, and because we wanted to drop down to Crafty Needle, we just didn't have enough time.
Check out my Instagram. It's got posts from those shops. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I did post those, right?
I think so.
Or on the blog. One of those places. But so Heidi and Lana was there. Yay. So of course I got this that Crystal showed you a bit ago.
In the color that she doesn't really like. Yeah.
She's wearing it.
My shorts may or may not be this color.
When we were in Pittsburgh, somebody showed her that color yarn. She's like, yeah, I really don't like that color. She had it on.
I love that they can point those things out to me. Anywho, this was the little baskets gather kit. So they make a small bowl and a big bowl. And the pattern obviously is tucked inside. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. But so I got that. And I also got a hat pattern.
Yeah. Interesting color.
It may or may not be the same mustardy color. It's called the March hat.
I love the pattern on that.
I thought this would be a good pattern to add to my shop, right? So Germantown.
When she talks about her shop, she has a shop on Etsy called Peacocks and Purls.
We should insert that somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she also does a blog.
And peacocksandpurls.com. Mostly custom orders at this point versus Etsy. But,
okay.
Yeah. The other things I got.
It's a great color.
It's a great color, and she looks great in it. Yeah.
Except for don't wear this color in leggings. Ever.
Naked pants.
Because it will look like you are not wearing any pants.
Oh, that could be a problem.
We were at a LuLaRoe party, and she tried on a pair of leggings that were that color, and she came out, and we all were like, oh my gosh.
Put your pants on!
She was naked.
What are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
I have pants on. I really do. And they're like, no, you don't.
My roommate has a pair of leggings that are pink, and sometimes I do a double take, like, you're not going out. Oh, yeah, you have leggings on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe if I had skin color that wasn't see-through, it might work out. It might be okay. But so, anyways, this little kit came with even the little leather label. I didn't notice that.
Cute.
It's a little leather label that you can put on it when it's finished. How fun!
Sweet.
Oh, that'll be so nice.
And it's got. I don't know what is this for.
Have you not opened this?
No, it's the first time I've opened this. Oh, these are for stitching this on.
Right.
So
cute.
Cute. It comes in this little bag. I love a little bag.
So nice.
So that's what I have. I'm excited to try this. I think this will be the new winter hat this year.
Okay.
It's hard to figure that out, you know.
Yeah. What's gonna be
the
people are gonna
pattern?
like and.
I'm feeling like hats,
I mean,
like
last
coming
year
on,
was
like
slouchy.
Yeah,
right?
last year
Slouchy hat.
I think I made total 40.
Wow.
43. I tried to count how many it was last night. 43 of the same slouchy hat. 43 orders. It was insane. I think I was knitting that hat nonstop. As soon as I cast off, I'd cast on the next one. Yeah. It was crazy, but I really like it. But my sister says the hat that I just made her.
I just saw this behind you.
I was keeping it.
Ah.
So that's what I have.
Foiled.
Yeah.
What do you have?
It has that color in it too.
It
So
does.
Yeah.
So
it
does
this. It's definitely a thing.
We're gonna have to make sure we count our whips when we.
You know, I even have it in this. Look.
You do.
It's in here too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the acquisition that I have also has it in it too. It's that color. So I went back, I brought two, of course, my Star Wars themed. Now I don't know if it's going to come through, but it says a long time ago in a yarn stash far, far away.
You need to sing that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so nice. And I think, yeah, Polly Studios. So I got this down at the Lexington Fiber Show in Lexington, Kentucky. And so
we did not go with her.
It was my birthday present.
She went with her husband.
Yeah. So he was a good sport and let me wander.
Bye.
Yes.
But he wouldn't beep at the Yarnbirds truck.
No, Yarnbirds passed us on the way from Columbus to
I missed this
Lexington.
story.
The Yarnbirds van was driving. We may have passed it, so the Yarnbirds weren't the ones speeding. Probably my husband was driving a little fast. And I'm like, beep the horn. He's like, I am not beeping the horn. I'm like, it's the yarn truck. Maybe she'll stop.
All you had to do
like
was roll your window down and take the yarn you had and like just
I know,
wiggle it
I
out
was
the
knitting.
door.
I'm like, look.
They would have been like, yeah.
She was
Tune
so
it back to
focused
you.
on driving. She had the big truck, so I'm sure she was like, had her destination in mind. But yeah, so got to get him to beep the horn next time. So he's very supportive also that we went to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia for vacation this June. And of course, every time we made a stop, I did this search, like local yarn shops. And so it just so happened that when we were in Winchester that the Knot House in Frederick, Maryland was really close. And I got to do a little fangirl and go in there. And
That looks
so
like such a fun place to go.
I did get some Knot House yarn, so I was so excited. And then I found, this is by Knot House, and then this one is called Swift Yarns, and
This is my combat boots. Same,
Oh, is it?
Same
Okay.
company.
all right.
Same company.
So this is New York in November, and I'm trying to figure out, I may use one of these. I want to do the Novelli.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure how I can incorporate this, but those two are going to end up together most likely, but
They go together.
Together
I know.
in my bag.
So that was exciting getting to go into the Knot House because, you know, you watch the podcasts and to actually get to go and see, and they were so, the shop is beautiful, her yarns, Heather does the dyeing, and it was so nice. So those are the two acquisitions I brought.
I like it.
Old gold.
Wow. Old.
Old gold.
So I had picked up this from Destination
What
Yarns
is with the color? We all keep pulling that same.
at a trunk show at Black Locust Farms. Oh gosh, I don't remember when that was. That was a while ago, but this color is Desert Night, and I just absolutely love it. I got a brown that coordinates with it, but I wanted something with a purple. When we went to Worcester, I took this with me so that if I knew Destination Yarn was going to be there to see what they had, and they had their witching hour, which is just about perfect with it. So I got that at Worcester, and at Worcester I also...
What was your intention to make with that?
I really haven't... Sometimes I think that I'm going to do another Tiff Roaring Tides.
Oh yeah.
But she has another one out, I don't remember the name of that one, her new one. Something else Tides, I think. That I might use those with that instead. That one is not necessarily a project. That's kind of, I love that and I have to have it yarn.
Right. Oh. Isn't that all our yarn purchases? Okay,
no,
maybe just mine.
Sometimes I pretend that I actually have a project in mind.
Oh.
It's the beginning of a project.
It's the beginning of the project, yes. Yeah. And then I think, is it at the Yarn Birds track?
Yes.
Where we got these?
In Worcester.
Okay, yeah, they have a sample out.
Because you all got one, and I
Down
mine in
Home.
it.
Is that the name of the pattern, Down Home?
Down Home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the designer is off the top of my head.
Look it up.
They have a sample there that is absolutely gorgeous. Every time I see it, I love it. And it has that yellow in it and some, like a denim blue. But I couldn't find that Hugh Loco Backyard Chicken collection. I forget which one that is. But I got Well Summer.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Wavelengths
wrap. Yes. So that may be the purples. I'm not sure.
Okay.
That would be good for that.
Wouldn't that be good for
Ooh,
that?
it's got more tassels.
Oh, yippee.
Oh, nice.
So I got this, the Well Summer backyard chicken collection, and I think that is supposed to be down home. I think that's what it will be, but we'll see. It'll happen.
I know. I'm
love
not
this
sure
one.
what
There's
I'm
so
going to do
many
with my
projects.
chicken yet.
And I feel like that, I have to start knitting for the shop. I'm supposed to be knitting for the shop.
I forgot to bring, when I went to Watkins Glen with a friend,
that was so. I'll bring it next time.
I will bring it next time.
Oh, so
I went into a local yarn shop in Watkins Glen, and I got a locally dyed yarn that was, the name of it is Finger Lakes, and it is really pretty. I'll have to bring that for the next one. But that one was kind of funny because we're in our hotel room, and I'm like, oh, I need to get souvenir yarn. I need to see if there's a yarn shop close by that I can talk Sarah into taking me to.
Mm-hmm.
And I look it up, and it says it's like 573 feet away. I'm like, I think I can walk.
Proceed on foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can make it there.
I like that about trips.
When we left the hotel room,
yarn.
I'm like looking for it, and I could see it. It was right across the street from our hotel. I'm like,
Oh, so exciting.
So,
And Sarah, our friend Sarah, is not a knitter, but I'm
Her
sorry
daughter.
we got your daughter involved.
Addie may be a knitter now, you know. So, yeah, she's working on her first project, which she chose to. She's 11. She'll be 12 in the end of September, and she wanted a knitted blanket. So I told her at Christmas time, I will teach you to knit, and I will knit with you whenever we have time that we can be together. And Darcy's in on that, and Jenna's in on that, and we've brought. I've gotten Addie and brought her into a couple of our Friday morning times. So Addie is working on her blanket.
Yay.
She's doing really well with it.
She is. She's doing a good job.
All right. Our next knitting journey, we spoke a little bit about the yarn tour that's coming up. So,
YarnDiscoveryTour.com, right?
Yes.
you have to buy it. Oh, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Get the passport in the bag at your local yarn shop. I know Harps and Thistles in Cuyahoga Falls will have them. And Black Locust
has them.
I'm sure Vermilion,
Cast
Cast
On.
On will have
All
it.
19
All
of the
19
stores
should have
Yes.
have it.
have
So
passports, yes.
you get the passport,
Which has all of the yarn shops,
their hours,
and their address, their hours. They have special hours for the yarn tour.
It's kind of like the brewery tour that Frank.
It looks like a
Brew
passport,
tour.
kind of.
It's a passport. So you go, like with the brewery tour, you go and you get a stamp every time.
And they did the same thing. They
So the same thing with this, yeah. Each store would stamp your book. You have to make a purchase.
A $10 purchase.
$10 purchase to get a button that you can put on the bag, because the bag typically has a map on the printed on it with all the shops, and then you pin the button to the bag.
We'll have to do another one right before we go on the trip, and then one after, so that you can see the
So you can
empty,
see.
sad little
And so
bag,
we'll-
and then a happy bag filled
Yeah.
with
And we'll
stuff.
maybe try to do short little snippets at
Each
as,
one.
as we go to each
Because the
store and
knitters
then
will be
edit
there.
together.
Because
Yes,
the
'cause
knitters are here.
That's right.
So we did all 19 stores.
I only did 9. I have to work, but this year I took a day off.
And we have
This
Fridays
year-
off.
We have
so-
Fridays off.
So
yeah.
we did
So this
Fridays.
year we're anticipating hitting the new stores that we didn't see last time, and all our favorites.
Right.
But we're not as concerned about hitting
all
all
of them,
19 stores
yeah.
this time, just for it's the ones we really like.
Yeah.
And we may even, that last day that we're going to go, there's not as many stores, so we may even hit the Needle
Crafty Needle
Crafty
in
Needle
Elmore, Ohio.
and Elmore
Yeah.
and see what else is around there, see if we
Right.
can hit a couple extras.
It's like a
So
cute
if you're
little town.
watching and you know of some that are not on the tour, shoot us a message, let us know, so we
Yeah.
can hit those too.
Absolutely. So really quickly, are there any ideas of things you want to purchase on this yarn tour? I know I've been making my list
Yeah.
of things.
I definitely want to look for sock blockers. And I want
You
the
too?
No.
No.
I'll get her.
We'll get her.
No.
I want the wrist ruler, that.
Yes, I would like one of those.
And I'm
Lexington.
definitely looking for more
Did this
yarn
one.
bags.
Love Handles did this
I love
one.
yarn bags. So more bags
Okay.
and buttons. If I can find more buttons and pins,
Nice.
add to my collection. How
I
about you?
too am looking for a sock blocker. I want a gleaner.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah,
they're great.
I've got to get them because
I got it when Kristy Glass mentioned it,
Mhm.
and I thought, I have that. I never thought about it for my knitting, and
Yeah.
it totally works for that.
Okay, because Dave had picked up some wool socks down in Lexington, and they're starting to ball a little. And I've got the wool sweaters that I made for him, and they're starting. And I'm like, I need to clean that up. I want to get the nomadic knit books.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I did see those. I want those too.
So
I
those
need
are
to
on my
stop
list.
watching podcasts.
I know, you guys.
Because you keep giving me all these ideas of things to look for.
Yes. So those are kind of the top picks. I know I'm
My
gonna
wallet cries.
find yarn as I go. I think now that I found the yarn pattern, the vanilla sock yarn pattern,
Right.
thanks to Sophie from the Knitters League for emailing me back. That was so sweet. Yeah, Sophia. And so I may try to find some fun yarn to make me a pair of fun socks. Because
In mustard?
maybe some off the cuff color. Because I'm a very neutral,
Well, and it's
I'm a little slow. I haven't had enough coffee today. I'm afraid to drink because I'll probably end up spilling it all over the place. How about you, Crystal? What are you looking for purchasing?
I don't know that I have really made that decision yet. I mean, there's, you know, some things I'm going to get for Christmas presents.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. We'll have to mention that.
Yeah, because we're going to do our
Does yarn excite you as much as it excites us?
our own yarn advent calendar
For each
For
other.
each other, kind of mix them. So there's things that we're talking about doing mini skeins.
We
And
already have the pattern picked out for that, right?
yes, yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna do mini skeins. We need like
Toolbox?
5 or 6 mini skeins for
Okay.
that. So looking for that kind of stuff, and maybe just a few fun things to
Little
pick up.
trinkets.
I know that I'll end up with yarn because
We
it's
all
yarn.
end up with yarn.
It's yarn,
You don't even have to think about
but
that.
I have enough of a stash that I really need to be knitting from my stash.
Right.
So I don't want to go crazy with the yarn.
Yeah, I
Like,
had to buy
that's
another
gonna
tub
happen.
for the stash.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So I want to look at some of the accessories kind of things too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
Advent
bracelet.
shopping.
Advent shopping.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And we're hoping that the cow? No, it's not a cow. The pattern. Yeah, is it a
Yeah,
cow?
it's
Toolbox
like
is a cow.
It's like a bandana shape, right?
Yeah.
But
something like
it's
that.
Or are we
just
doing
slip it over.
toolbox, or are we doing? Was there a different one that we're doing?
It's different.
Yeah, okay, we're
It's-
not doing toolbox.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
round. It's
yes.
a bandana,
I
But
have
it's
that
joined
pattern.
in the
but
back.
it's joined in the back, so you just slip it over your head, and it automatically makes that
now
shape.
I know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
And
Yes.
it is in variegated colors, like a stripe.
We'll have that next time for
Yeah.
sure. And where was I going with this? Oh, our goal is next fall to do Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck 2020.
Yeah.
So that is going to be what we save for next year.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to watching all those podcasts of Rhinebeck this year,
Right.
and we'll be there with you all next year.
Right.
All right.
Can't wait.
So I think this is enough.
Yeah.
All
Good.
right. Well, thank you for watching,
Mm-hmm.
and
We'll see you next time.
see you next time.
time.
Bye.